Okay, buenos dias. Christmas is in the air, and we always remember our safe practice. All right? So, today we are looking at modes of transport, but we are looking at a different one. So, in our last lesson, let me just get this back to the beginning. Right. So in our modes of transport, the last lesson, we looked at water, and we saw that in order to transport things on water, it must be able to float, right? So man discovered the use of the canoe and the shape of that solid, right, which was able to get people and things from one place to another. But man did not stand still. So man, we talk about early man, right? He discovered a tree and the branch of the tree. He observed, he sat, he observed, and he saw that a branch of a tree was able to roll down. And it was able to roll down because of its shape. The shape of it is a circle. So, looking at that, man was looking at ways, how can I use this shape to my advantage? Because he found that when he had to move things around, it was too heavy. So one such thing he did was put a lot of similar shaped logs together, and he was able to roll heavy loads. But that did not stop man. He still went on and think further, how else can, instead of using the log, what about shaping it? So by taking several logs, he was able to make a wheel, the invention of the wheel. And as time went on, he realized, did I really need to cut down all these trees? There must be some other way that I can do to make this wheel. All right, so I have this challenge for you. Look at these components. How can you put it together to make this cut? And that is what he would have done. He would have think of how to achieve this goal. What is the processes I need to do? How do I go about doing this? So I challenge you. So now we are creating the background, right? So where we had things, mode of transport of land was on water, we are looking at mode of transport of land on the landscape. So first thing, put in our page, remember landscape, we have our land, all right? And we paint at the bottom of the land, right? Just a bottom section, we will paint some water, some grass, sorry, right? So just like this, we did this. Oh, this is the entire thing, sorry. Then we are going to put in the road, right? Because the road, man decided that with the advent of the road, it makes the landscape more smooth, more even, so that you're not, although we still have a lot of bumps in the road, but it's a lot better to travel, okay, with this paved road, right? Then we're going to continue with the land on top, and we're going to do some trees. Notice the shape of the trees. It's the letter Y, okay? After we do that, we put some leaves on the trees, and we're not going to leave up here white. We're going to paint it blue. If you want, you could put in clouds, you could put in the sun, you could put in birds, whatever you want. So you have now created the landscape, okay, for that mode of transport, which is the land. And with the advent of the wheel, how about let's make a mode of transport using two wheels, the bicycle. So you're going to get two circles, drawing your lines, put in the rims of your wheels, okay? Then you're going to make the letter Z. I know it looks like a capital letter N. It's how you look at it, okay? It could either be a Z or N. Put in the crossbar, right, which is at the top. Put in the handlebars, put in the seat, and there we go, cycling on our landscape. Now don't stick it, huh? Because this is something you could play with. But safe practices in order, and you may not be able to go in. How about having some imaginary games with your bicycle, right? So there you go, you have your bicycle. All right, we are looking at the vehicle, the car. When we talk about the vehicle, we're talking about cars, we're talking about buses, we're talking about wagons, we're talking about trucks. And they normally use 4 wheels, okay? But our drawing will only show 2, okay? Just to keep it, I want it easy for you. And I know I have the support of your mommy and your daddy, your uncle and your aunt, your grandma and grandpa. I know everybody is there helping you cut out it, right? So I'm going with a simple design of a car, headlights, 2 wheels. Really it is 4, but this is being 2-dimensional. So from this dimension, we are seeing the car this way, and you are going to do the sticking on your landscape again, because we have to watch our social distances. You can have imaginary games. You have your landscape and you have your car going. You can pretend, you could imagine, okay? You can create. You could even add to this landscape. If you want to draw a cow there, go right ahead. If you want to put in a house, go right ahead. But on that landscape, we have now a car that is passing. And the next form of transport, we're looking at the train. Simple shapes, rectangle, a narrow rectangle, a wide rectangle, a square, a small rectangle, a right angle triangle, and we're using 3 circles, but in a train is not 3 circles, it would be 6. But because we are looking at it 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, we are just seeing 3, and again, it's on our landscaping, okay? So, in today's lesson, we looked at the landscape, which was land, right? We created our landscape. And we can have imaginary games, girls. We can have imaginary games. Oh my gosh, my bicycle is in the sky. No. So we can have games of the bicycle. You are riding your bicycle to where you're going, all right? And right behind you, up comes the car. Okay, up comes the car. I know I didn't draw train tracks because normally you would have train tracks here, right? It will not be going on the road, right? If you want, you could add your train track. Here we have the train. And do you know, once upon a time, we had trains here in Trinidad? Yes, we had trains here in Trinidad. But that's another story and that's another lesson. Anyway, adios, girls. Have fun with what you're doing. Safe practices. Don't forget to wear your mask. Adios.